Round 9 of the World Rally Championship is a classic by every standard. The wide open, flat out stages are awe-inspiring, but command respect. The 2003 edition of Rally Finland starts now. You're about to see the fast and furious fun that is the WRC's Rally Finland. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen. One weekend every year, the university town of Jyväskylä turns into one big party as rally fans invade the town from all over the world. The spectacular Finnish countryside shaped by ancient glaciers may look tranquil, but it poses a real challenge to the drivers.
One of the most demanding rallies in the championship.
Commitment and precision.
Very exciting and fast.
Like a Grand Prix on gravel.
Good fun place to be.
On top of that, Finland has the biggest jumps in the world. Approaching a blind crest at full speed demands bravery, precision, and skill. Get it wrong, and you'll find yourself wrapped around a tree. They call this the spiritual home of rallying, and the drivers are treated like superstars. And on their home turf, Finnish drivers are almost unbeatable. They've won 47 out of 51 Finnish rallies, with the best recent record being set by locally born Tommi Mäkinen, who's won here 5 times. But this could be Tommy's last outing on home soil. A lackluster season could end in retirement, leaving his fans waving goodbye to a living legend. Still, there's plenty more homegrown talent for them to cheer on. Skoda have Toni Gardemeister, Ford have Mikko Urvonen and Jari-Matti Latvala. Hyundai have drafted the services of Jussi Välimäki, and then there's a formidable lineup at Peugeot, where Harry Rovanperä joins world champ Marcus Gronholm. Gronholm's without question the favorite. He's looking for his 4th consecutive Finnish victory this weekend. However, there's a whole host of foreigners who'd love to beat Gronholm at his own game. Richard Burns could have won here last year if it wasn't for this jump. Damage to the radiator relegated him to 2nd. Also on the podium in 2002 was Subaru's Petter Solberg. Since then, the Subaru drivers won 2 rallies, and with an army of fans to cheer him on and a very powerful car, this might just be his weekend. Another big threat to the locals is Marko Martin. He's from Estonia, just across the Baltic Sea. These roads are very familiar, and he's behind the wheel of one of the fastest cars in the championship. Citroën are the only team to have no Finns in their lineup, but they do have a former winner. In 1990, Carlos Sainz became the first Latin driver to win here. He'd love to do it again, not just because he's 2nd in the championship, but because he's fighting for his WRC future. Under the new 3rd driver rule, either Carlos or Colin McRae will have to leave the team at the end of the season. At the moment, it's Colin who's struggling. He's yet to win in the Zara, and time's running out. Sebastian Loeb won the last round in Germany, but that was a tarmac event. The Frenchman's still learning on gravel, and that makes him a long shot here. Skoda's Didier Auriol is the only other non-Scandinavian driver to have tasted triumph in Finland, but he's had to withdraw from the rally with a shoulder injury. So Skoda's hopes rest on Toni Gardemeister. Finally, after a solid performance in Germany, Hyundai are feeling optimistic. Freddie Loitz and Armin Schwartz are in the hunt for points. This has been one of the most exciting championship battles in recent years. Richard Burns is yet to win this year, but he still leads over Carlos Sainz. It's easy to see why Gronholm wants a home win this weekend. It could move him into the points lead. As the fans head to the stages, Penny Mallory and Nicky Grist have more.
Well, it's been 2 weeks since we last saw you. This time we're in Finland, and with me, of course, again is Nicky Grist, who tells me he's got lots of juicy gossip. So what is it?
Well, I think we got to start off with this new Rally XS magazine cover. Who needs McRae? It says on the cover there. And he's really upset about it. He actually rung up the editor and said, listen, what's this all about? But I have to say that, you know, things have been tough for him. But the rumour here is that he signed a 3-year deal with Mitsubishi.
Excuse me?
3-year deal with Mitsubishi. I mean, that's come right out of the blue. Nobody really expected that. But, you know, whether it's true or not is another matter.
I was going to say, it's just a rumour. I certainly haven't heard anything like that.
No.
What about Richard Burns?
Well, he's obviously negotiating quite hard with Peugeot, and I feel that he's done a great job for the team. Unfortunately as a second driver, but he's done a great job. But Subaru are still negotiating quite hard with 2 drivers at the moment, and I've got a feeling that Richard Burns is one of those.
Crikey, there's only a few months left before the drivers and the teams are going to have to start making some decisions.
That's
and it's
right.
always interesting to see what colours
right.
they're going to be wearing next year. Now, we're in Finland. Tell me what the rally's like here.
The roads are exceptionally fast with lots of big crests and jumps, and generally always in 5th and 6th gear. Now the line is absolutely critical, and the speed over these, because some of the jumps you can literally jump straight off the road into ditches or into the scenery, and it really is for any first-time driver. I mean, they will be terrified at some of the stages here.
I know experience counts for so much here in
Yeah.
Finland. This is easily one of my favourites because I've never seen such spectacular jumps, and the speed, like you say, is fantastic. Really wide, fast roads, and of course, very importantly, a great social life in Finland. They know how to enjoy themselves here.
Absolutely, that's the national pastime, and I think around the rally it just makes it that much better.
It is a lot of fun to be here, but I have to ask you, who's going to win?
I've got a feeling that Marco Martin's going to be the man. You know, he's performed exceptionally well. These roads in Finland are very, very similar to his home in Estonia, which is literally just down the road, and he's up for the fight.
Well, Marcus Gronholm's won here for the last 3 years, so he is the red-hot favourite. I'm going to put my money on him. Very boring, I know, but he knows how to win here. The weather is usually much hotter in Finland. It's cooled down quite a lot. We don't know who's going to win, nor do you. We're just going to have to wait and see.
After last night's Super Special, Stage 2 is the first order of business. Again, Nicky Grist tells us about it.
Normal traffic travels in the middle of these forest tracks, but a high-speed rally car uses every inch of the road. As first car, Burns is forced to sweep away the loose gravel at the sides, costing him time in the process, but benefiting the cars behind.
100. Carlos Sainz has competed here 12 times, but despite that experience, the Spaniard's off the pace in the Zara. World champ Marcus Gronholm, however, gets off to a great start. The Finn knows these roads exceptionally well, and his local knowledge gives him a huge advantage over most of his rivals. Fellow countryman and Peugeot teammate Harry Rovanperä is even quicker. He also has a good shot at a win here.
He's driving exceptionally well, keeping it in a straight line, carrying a lot of speed. Oh, he's hit something, so that's a big moment there. He was lucky to get away with that. Oh, he stalled the car, he's just restarting it. He's going down the gearbox now into first. Okay, now he's away again. But wait a second, he's struggling here. Oh, the car is wandering all over the place. He must have some steering damage. I think he's going to have to stop and do some emergency repairs.
Rovanperã's impact with that rock damaged his suspension and cost him over 20 minutes. His disappointment is clear to see. Already, Finland is living up to its reputation. We've just gotten started. Stay with us. More from the Rally Finland coming up.
The FIA World Rally Championship, brought to you by Subaru, driven by what's inside.
Hey, Dad, this computer would be perfect for school.
Yeah, but this one...
Welcome back to Stage 2 of Rally Finland. Petter Solberg is shaking off the virus that affected his performance in Germany, and he's back up to speed. Despite a puncture, the Norwegian is in the thick of the fight. He's not the only one to suffer with a puncture, so too did his teammate, Tommy Mäkinen. Colin McRae is the best of the Citroens in 5th, while teammate Sebastian Loeb is back at 12th. Marco Martin's looking impressive. The Estonian already holds the narrowest of leads from the Super Special stage. He's very quick through the forest, but is he quicker than the master of Finland, Marcus Gronholm? Nicky Grist with the call.
These road have a very similar character to Marco's stages back at home. He's driving well, and this is going to be close. Wow, look at that, the same time in 22 kilometers. I think this battle is going to go right down to the wire.
Early excitement at the top of the leaderboard, while several young Finnish drivers used their local knowledge to pay off, including Juuso Pukalisto. Pukalisto, whose Gronholm's protege is 6th, a place ahead of Jani Tuohino, while Sebastian Lindholm is 8th. Further down the leaderboard is the Citroen of Carlos Sainz, while that puncture cost Mäkinen crucial time, and he's down in 10th. Martin lives just a short distance across the Baltic Sea, so he regards this as his home rally. There are plenty of supporters cheering him on. There were predictions that this year's Rally of Finland would be the most closely fought ever in the history of the event, and that Marco Martin would be the man to watch. Real commitment and precision. He guides his focus around the stage and extends his lead over Marcus Gronholm.
100 crest and 6 minus left.
So for the first time, the world champ could be wishing he was driving a different World Rally car. Martin proved in Germany that the new Focus was quick on tarmac. Now Gronholm is only too aware that the Estonian is also quick on these fast gravel stages. He's going to be a real threat this weekend.
From the start line of stage 3, just look how much traction Marco Martin has in his Ford Focus, taking 4 car lengths in the first 100 meters. Now, when we freeze the picture as both cars reach high speed, Martin's lead is no longer growing. But under braking for the next slow junction, we can see Marco Martin braking much earlier, Gronholm closing right up. But once again, the traction and the right line Martin has, he rockets away from Gronholm.
While Martin and Gronholm battle it out for the top spot, Petter Solberg's pushing hard to keep his 3rd place.
Minus half long, Titans keep in to big cut 5 right plus. Titans of a crest, opens 14. Keep right of a crest to 6 left plus, opens of a crest 16.
But he's feeling the pressure from this man. Colin McRae. The Scot was playing down his chances of success before the rally got underway, but his intentions are clear. He's aiming for a podium finish and moves ahead of British rival Richard Burns to claim 4th. Teammate Carlos Sainz has also found his stride, and the Spaniard is flying. Fast time through the 14-mile stage moves him 3 places up the leaderboard to 6th.
Well, guys, typically you won't have seen this. They've completed the first 3 stages. Now all the teams, they're waiting at the servicing control. There's time to spare. The drivers are catching up with all their engineers. They're telling them of any changes they may want, and then the service teams can then prepare the cars, and when they get straight in there, they service the cars ready for the next batch of stages.
Nice fuzzy microphone, Nicky. Sainz is now 6th overall and chasing Richard Burns. And Petter Solberg had also better watch out. McRae's only 0.3 of a second behind him.
Great fight for 3rd. Is what, 0.8 of a second between the 3 of you?
Yeah, it's quite good. We were a bit slow in the first one, but I'm quite happy with the pace. Obviously, Marco's going very quickly and Marcus, but that's to be expected. So we're going to have a good fight.
Right at the beginning of the long rally, we know it's going to be a sprint all the way, but still, it takes me always just a little while to get settled in. But no excuses, we'll carry on.
So Marco's leading. What's he doing that you're not? Why's he got that edge, do you think?
He's good and the car is good, and I said before the rally he will be really fast. So we will see.
Yeah, I'm quite happy that we are leading, but it's not a big lead, and it's a long way to go. So we have to keep pushing really hard on every single stage and make sure we maintain the lead or try to increase it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back for more of the Rally Finland. Stages 4 and 5 of the Rally Finland, and Armin Schwartz is struggling with the setup on his Hyundai, and on such a high-speed event, this is really affecting his confidence. Schwartz's Hyundai teammate Freddie Loix is aiming for a points finish after narrowly missing out last year.
3, 2, 1,
Peter Solberg, however, is having a great start to his rally.
Into 5 right. Opens 40, tightens cut 4 plus half long.
But this mistake is not what he needs to stay in third.
5 left plus. Opens.
The Norwegian goes wide close to the starting line, and he drops down to 5th. Subaru's rally operations director, Paul Howard, checks the car's top speed against the opposition.
56.
Tommy Mäkinen's in trouble. He's lost the intercom. We may be able to hear Kai Lindstrom reading the pace notes, but Tommy can't hear his co-driver inside the Impreza. Mäkinen's not happy, but fortunately he lives in a farm just around the corner, and his knowledge of the roads gets him through the stage. Marco Martin is charging around the 5-mile test, trying to extend his lead.
50 and 6 minus right slow.
He goes off at exactly the same spot as Solberg, and that small mistake has let Marcus Gronholm gain some valuable time on Martin. Just 1 second now separates the two. Next up, stage 5, and Gronholm knows this is his big chance to overhaul Martin and take the lead.
7 oikein soppu ahdas.
Marco has to set a time under 11 minutes and 27 seconds. He's slower, so the world champ is a new rally leader. 5 stages are done of the WRC's Rally Finland, and the gap between Gronholm and Martin is now nearly 3 seconds. It's just after 1:20 in the afternoon, and it's raining. But this is familiar territory for Marcus Gronholm. Undeterred, the world champion tackles the wet conditions.
8 ja oikein eri paha kivi sisällä sumppu. Ja vaseri helppo. Ja nyppy
He's used to leading his home event from the front, and his confidence and speed are growing. He set the record on this stage last year, 1 year later, and he throws down the gauntlet to his arch rival Martin.
150.
But Marco takes full advantage of the wet conditions as he has better grip with a formidable focus. He's not going to give up without a fight as he drives with more and more commitment and ever-growing confidence.
Slow, into 5 minus left slow, narrow, don't cut. 50, 6 minus right, long.
This time it's the Ford driver who's quickest. Martin's closed the gap to just 0.5 of a second, so this battle is far from over. Tommy Mäkinen moves up to 7th, but he's got Sebastian Loeb on his tail. More from the Rally Finland coming up on the home of the World Rally Championship, Speed Channel.
For drivers and co-drivers, there is no scarier place than Finland. With speeds up to 200 kilometers an hour, then throw in crests and jumps and it would really test your nerve. Get it wrong and you can fly straight into the trees. One section has some of the rally's biggest jumps, and the spectators love them. With spectacular action like this, you can see why rallying is so big in Finland. Speed and jumps takes a special driving technique. Let's hear what the drivers have to say.
Normally I used to brake a little bit before the jumps. If you go really flat out on some places, you can fly too badly and land hard.
If the jump is on a corner, then you just try and keep the car as straight as possible, because if you land sideways, it's very unsettling in the car.
You've got to really pick the line before you come up to the crest of the jump and place the car correctly there to get your exit on the right line, and it's very, very difficult.
The only thing you have to worry about is just to make sure you don't jump too much at first. It can damage your car if you go too far, and at the same time it's better to stay on the ground longer. That's quicker way to go.
But here's one guy who's got a more direct approach.
Sometimes you can maybe lose too much if you're going to try to be too clever over these jumps. You know that it's go quicker when you have all the four wheels on the ground, but you know it's difficult to judge sometimes. So for me, it's flat out.
Richard Burns has spent the morning sweeping the loose gravel from the roads, but in the afternoon, it's a different story, as he benefits from the wet weather, which means more grip. The Englishman, who celebrates his 100th rally start this weekend, goes quickest on stage 7. He's third and still in the hunt for the top spot. He now faces a battle with his Peugeot teammate Marcus Gronholm. But can the world champion extend his lead? Nikki?
We're coming up to one of these classic stages here with the big jumps. See the brake marks? He slows the car to get it over the crest and get the car on the ground. Once again, another jump, but quite a quick one. It's very important here to get the lines exactly right, to set it up for the next corner and the next crest so you can keep the maximum speed. Nice and tight round that left-hander. Square junction right into a narrow road. These narrow roads are used to keep the average speeds down. Nice tight line round that right-hander there, now accelerating hard. A little bit slippy, but the rain actually does give you more grip. Oh, he's very sideways, bit too sideways there. Tight junction right. Oh, he's gone wide. He's definitely lost a second.
Here comes Marco Martin through the same sequence of jumps. His driving style is very similar to Gronholm's, a very neat, precise style. You can see he's taking a good line with the new Focus. Can he beat the Finn to close the gap or even take the rally's lead?
86 minus right, stone inside, and 6 left, 100.
Martin slower, so Gronholm is now 2.4 seconds ahead. Compare the Rally Finland specialist with the winner of the last round, tarmac expert Sebastian Loeb. The Frenchman is still learning on gravel, and it shows here in Finland. He's 7th overall. Local knowledge isn't helping Skoda's Tony Gardemeister. This event marks the debut of the new Fabia on gravel, with the Finns struggling in 12th place.
Oikea ripus ei siis irraa. Jatkuu pitkä vasen täys. Maali 100.
With 3 stages to go on the opening day, Gronholm holds that narrow lead. Burns is 3rd, and Colin McRae's got a fight on his hands to hold on to 4th, as Solberg's just 0.8 of a second behind.
This is why stage 7 was so unusual. Richard Burns running first car on the road should have been sweeping the gravel free and losing time in the process. He was fastest on this stage, and the reason for that was the rain. It made the base of the road a lot softer. When he passed over that gravel, it was sinking in and giving him more grip in the process.
Richard, how are those last stages? Pretty good. We had some rain in the last couple, quite a lot in the last one. and that obviously helps when your first car, the road isn't dry. You don't have the problem of the cleaning. We're around the same times as Marco and Marcus, and that's good enough where we are at the moment, I think, and try and stay in touch. Tomorrow will be a big day.
Marcus, 2.4 seconds ahead of Marco Martin. It's a lead, but not a big one.
No, it's okay, but we have to fight, and it's not so easy. It will be difficult.
How have the stages been? Quite wet this afternoon.
Yeah, it was raining now quite a lot on the stages now, but okay, it's same for everyone.
Okay, we lost the first place, but we are only 2 seconds behind, and we can still have a good fight with Marcus, and it's not decided yet. To be honest, we have been flat out everywhere. It's like a bit scary sometimes. It's a bit too fast.
A lot of fans out there at the start of the first couple of stages. Is that helping a bit?
It's good to see that they're coming, but I still have to do my job and I have to concentrate. I can't really have fun with them. I need to do my job.
The final stages of day one are up next. Petter Solberg finished on the podium in Finland last year, and the Norwegian is piling the pressure on Colin McRae. His hard work pays off. He moves ahead on stage 8. But this is Colin McRae at his best. The Scot responds like a true world champ and regains his 4th place on stage 9, the second run through Ouninpohja.
Tightens long, 17. 4 left plus, tightens 100. 6 right over jump line and right, tightens to 5 plus over jump.
Richard Burns looks solid in 3rd. This year he's finished in the points 7 times in 8 starts, and that's why he's a championship points leader. A Peugeot Lion kill sticker gets put on the A-pillar of the 206s after every win. Gronholm wants another one. He clips a rock, and the Finn is lucky to get away with no serious damage.
100. Oikein eri helppo, 7 ja vasen eri ahdas.
It's still anybody's guess who's going to end the first day as a rally's leader.
Ja pitkä nyppy oikein hidas risteys.
Marco Martin is just 0.8 of a second behind Gronholm going into stage 9. Nicky takes us through it.
250 long crest right. They've been toing and froing all day for the lead. Marco Martin was quickest on this stage first time through this morning. He has to beat 9:05.6 to take back that lead. Yes, easy stuff. He's back in front.
Wow, that was an interesting moment.
Clear stage.
A job well done by Martin, who's now 2.7 seconds ahead of Gronholm. Further down the leaderboard, Sebastian Loeb moves ahead of 5-time Finland winner Tommy Mäkinen to claim 7th. Francois Duval has limited experience on this event, and it's showing. The Belgian is 15th.
Richard, you made a very, very positive start to this rally.
Yeah, I think so. We had lost a little bit of time this morning, but over the rest of the day, especially when it's been a little bit damp, it's been really good.
Marcus, how's the first day of the rally been?
Okay, good. Good fight with Marco, and yeah, not so bad. No problem with the car, so it's okay.
You a bit surprised not to be leading at the end of the day?
Not really, no. It's okay. We are not far behind, so tomorrow we have to fight again.
Well, listen, Marco, I mean, you started with 2 stages. Now, the same 2 stages this afternoon, you were fastest yet again to take the lead. Is there something about those stages you like?
I don't know, they are very fast. They are scary in places, I think. Most of it's flat, but it's just a question, can you keep it flat or not?
Absolutely. So. Well, I mean, I've had a look at some of the data today, and I mean, the car's performing well, and You know what we've got tomorrow? It's a big day. Ouninpohja, Pajala, Moxileiustu, all the really tough stages. How do you think the Focus is going to perform on these real classic tests against Marcus?
I think that it will be good. It will be good, no question, because we know we have the speed in the car, and it's just up to us to keep it on the road, I think.
Okay, but the sound of it, you've got a taste for victory, and you think you can pull it off then?
It's a long way to go, but for sure we'll try to keep our position, but it's going to be a hell of a fight, I'm sure.
Okay, good luck tomorrow. Thank you, Marco. Well, I think tomorrow's going to be a really tough day. We're going to have a great battle tomorrow, and it'll be interesting just to see how that Ford Focus handles the big jumps on Ouninpohja and all these classic stages.
Welcome back to Rally Finland. With some top-level driver contracts up, there's been a lot of speculation on who will end up where. Nicky?
Do you know one rumor I've heard on this rally that you've signed the deal with Mitsubishi? Is that right?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not?
Definitely not.
Okay, well, you're not saying that you're not talking to them. So, but I mean, what about Citroën then? Because I mean, obviously Carlos is here, and the two of you are fighting over one place. Logically, do you know what Carlos is going to do as yet?
No, unfortunately, with this new driver rule, we're not really sure. Citroën wanted to keep the team the same, which, you know, for them was perfect. But obviously, one of us has got to go.
Can you tell us how many teams you're speaking to?
Unfortunately, at the moment, I think there are obviously 3 cars, which are 3 seats, which are good and competitive.
Mm-hmm.
1 Subaru, 1 Citroën, and 1 Peugeot. Richard is hesitating, seems to be hesitating between Peugeot and Subaru. And then obviously Colin, Tommy and myself, and even Harry Romampera, all of us, we are waiting to see what's happening.
Carlos is still not sure about signing for the over 40s for Real Madrid. If he does that, then the problem's gone.
Okay, so if you're going to get into football then, or what sport you're going to go into after this?
I hope he signs for Real Madrid, because I can't play football.
All right, well, good luck on the weekend anyway. All the best.
Cheers.
Thanks, Nicky. Penny Mallory now gives us a lowdown on today's stages.
So day 2, and the rally drivers face 11 special stages today, one of which is the most famous in the whole World Rally Championship. It's called Ouninpohja, and it's famous for a massive jump, the one that Richard Burns took badly last year and damaged his car as he landed. And the drivers will go through Ouninpohja twice today. Then, of course, there's stage 13, Uria, famous for another monster jump. You'll have seen a lot of this stage in classic footage of the Thousand Lakes Rally from years gone by. Moxie, stage 16, is 40 kilometres of flat-out fast rallying. So basically the whole day is going to be awesome from a rallying perspective. There's going to be another fantastic battle for the lead, and the weather forecast is said to be dry.
Mikko Hirvonen has been told by Ford to attack right from the start. He utilizes his knowledge of these Finnish roads to his advantage. So far, he's had a disappointing rally. It's going from bad to worse. His Focus is on fire at the end of the day's opening stage, a problem that would later lead to his retirement. Another Finn, Harry Romampera, is going well, but his efforts are also in vain after yesterday's steering problems. A good result in Finland will boost Carlos Sainz's title campaign, but in the battle for fourth, the Spaniard is slower than his rivals, so he stays 6th overall. Petter Solberg's quicker than Sainz on stage 11 and protects his 5th position, but on a rally where precision is everything, the Norwegian is struggling with his pace notes, and that's not good news.
Into 5 left plus, opens.
That pace was not very good there, Phil.
No, there's a couple of distances there which threw the whole thing.
Colin McRae had a great start to the second day. The former world champion gives himself some breathing space from the chasing pack. His 4th place is secure. McRae's now chasing fellow countryman Richard Burns for 3rd, but Richard is even faster on the stage. Marcus Gronholm is psyching himself up for the battle that lies ahead with Marco Martin.
150 ja nyppy oikea laita 5.
On these tricky stages, the world champ knows that it will take maximum concentration to avoid a mistake.
7 ja oikea pitkä eri tiukka. Oikea eri jatku, oikea eri tiukka sumppu.
That slide off gives Martin a chance, but can he take advantage and extend his lead?
40 crest.
Remember, Martin was 2.6 seconds up. He's trying hard.
6 minus right.
He's going to be close.
55 minus right.
No, but he's actually slower than Gronholm. Now less than 1 second behind.
Marco, first stage of the morning. How was it? Quite difficult. We had a good rhythm at the beginning. But then I heard the split time, we were too faster than Marcus, and then I got distracted with that and lost the rhythm, and it took a lot of time back at the end of the stage.
The gap between the leaders is reduced to just 0.7 of a second. Richard Burns has a comfortable cushion in third, but just look at the drivers behind him. No one is safe. Don't you dare go anywhere. The most famous stage in all of rallying, Ouninpohja, is next.
This is the most demanding stage of the rally. Why demanding? There are 33 kilometers of rolling crests and jumps, all at very high speeds, and it's almost continuous. Here there's also the longest jump of the rally, where crews can fly up to 10 car lengths. All the competitors are nervous at the start. For the drivers that know it, they have to be inch perfect, because they are totally committed at very high speed to a racing line. For those that don't, it's a slow time or even worse.
Harry Rovanperä is no stranger to Ouninpohja. He may be out of contention, but he really is flying. He lost over 20 minutes yesterday because of steering problems. He's really pushing to make up for lost time.
3, lyhyt oikein helppo, jatkaa nyppy vasen laita. Ei vittu!
It's a big hit. Just look at his co-driver's reaction. Rovanperä is forced to retire. Let's take another look at it.
He's missed his line coming over that jump. He's jumped too far. At this next crest, he's offline. He's too much on the inside. He tries to steer out of the inside that corner. There's only one place he's going, into the trees.
Tony Gardemeister is struggling with the new Skoda Fabia on the gravel. It's frustrating for the Finn, who is looking for a good result in his home event. But Gardemeister shows that experience does count for everything, as he fearlessly tackles the huge jumps. In contrast, let's look at Sebastian Loeb. The Frenchman, who won on tarmac in Germany, is clearly struggling on the gravel of Finland and is down in 7th. Confidence, but that's certainly not the case for teammate Colin McRae, who is driving very aggressively. You can see just how fast he's going as he approaches this jump. Flying the Zara over 30 feet. McRae's third quickest on the stage. Richard Burns is apprehensive. Last year, the former world champ misjudged this very jump, and it lost him the rally lead, so he's not going to make the same mistake this year. Just look at the difference between Burns and the high-flying Colin McRae. While these drivers battle it out for third place, the two leaders are pulling away.
The roads on Ouninpohja, Marcus Gronholm knows it inch perfect. Very tidy over the jump, keeping the speed up. And here you can see very straight line, carrying that maximum speed. That's the way you get a fastest time. Braking nice and straight, keeping it neat around the hairpin. So much confidence, waving to the fans. How much style is that?
Martin blasts through Ouninpohja in the same chassis that he used to win the Acropolis Rally back in June.
70, easy right.
He needs to set a time of 15.31 and 6/10 of a second to hold his lead. He doesn't do it. Gronholm's back out in front.
There are hundreds of jumps in Finland and drivers are always debating on how to take them. You have seen McRae's commitment earlier, and here his Citroen is faster than his rivals. If we stop him on the crest of the longest jump of the event, he's carrying a lot of speed. Now look at his Peugeot rivals at the same point. You can't separate Gronholm and Burns, but McRae's a massive 30 kilometers faster, flies much higher and further. Fast here, but not the fastest on this stage, so the debate goes on.
After 2 of the day's 7 stages of WRC's Rally Finland, Gronholm takes the lead once again. Burns is still safe in 3rd, and McRae is holding up Petter Solberg in 4th.
I understand you had a few problems on the first stage this morning.
Yeah, a little bit. It was a little bit with the flow. I couldn't get 100% into the rhythm, but that's how it is sometimes.
Just explain for us how important pace notes are.
On a stage like that, it's absolutely vitally important because there are so many crests and jumps, and without information of knowing which side of the crest you need to be on before you take off, ready for the next corner and how tight the next corner is, you'd have absolutely no chance, and I'm sure it'd end up in a quick trip to the trees.
If you're honest, it was always going to be very, very difficult to beat Marcus Gronholm on Onboard.
Yes, it is a difficult stage, but we can do better than that. So hopefully next time we have a good run through it. So I'm looking forward to the next 3 stages. Then we'll try very, very hard. So this morning we're not trying hard enough, I think.
Marcus, you've retaken the lead, but a very big moment for you on stage 11, I understand.
No, yeah, it was a little bit close, yes, but it not in the high speed, but anyway we were down in the ditch, yes, it's true.
Marco Martin says he's got a bit of speed in reserve. Have you?
He said so. Okay, we will see. I don't have much, no.
1 run through and 1 to go on the high-flying classic Ouninpohja. The lead has changed once. Will it again? You recognize that bobblehead? It's Dave Despain, and he's the host of Wind Tunnel. It's the only live call-in show dedicated to all motorsports. Check it out and give Dave a call.
None of this year's competitors have ever driven on this stage. It was last used in 1987. At this point, they join a wide road with a series of jumps. One in particular, they have classed as the biggest jump in Finland. I've spoken to a number of the top crews. They say the road drops away quite badly immediately after the jump. Too fast and you will seriously damage your car. Although the drivers don't like it, I'm sure the spectators are gonna love it.
The Skoda of Tony Gardemeister is out with a broken cam belt, and Hyundai hopes to reap the benefits from the retirement. The Korean team are aiming for both cars to reach the finish for the 2nd rally in a row, which would mean valuable manufacturer's points.
And 50. Nummer 4. 50, nummer 4 moet 150 links onder de...
Juuso Pukalisto is the best of the Finnish young guns, but he's not familiar with Uria. He lands heavily after the jump and smashes his windshield. Colin McRae's maiden win with the Citroen team still eludes him, so he's aiming for an impressive performance in the 2nd half of the season for the French squad.
And 6 left minus. And crest and 6 right. And right.
He's certainly achieving that so far this weekend, beating both of his teammates, Carlos Sainz and Sebastian Loeb.
5 left open into 6 right over. Into 6 right over jump, maybe a line, and 6 right through dip.
The jumps are so big in Uria that Richard Burns is using 3rd or 4th gear instead of going flat out, and it seems to work.
Caution, slight left 50, slight left to left, big jump, 120. Jump maybe. 30 left max.
The stage is just over 6 miles long, and yet the former world champion is 2 seconds faster than any of his rivals.
And slight left on jump.
Area is also unfamiliar territory for 3-time winner Marcus Gronholm, but he's second quickest on the stage. His Peugeot 206 is strong in this type of terrain due to its effective suspension, faultless traction, and excellent top speed.
120. Ja nyt vasen laita oikea eri. 3 vaseri, tiukka älä. Seitsemän oikea täysyli nypyn. 8 ja nyppy 4 oikea eri kivi ihan sisällä.
It's a case of deja vu for his rival Marco Martin though. The Estonian is struggling with electrical problems.
100, crest, 30, 6 right tightens.
27-year-old must be wondering if this focus is going to let him down yet again when he's challenging for the rally lead.
Easy right over crest. 100, jump maybe, 40, 6 minus right.
Fortunately, the problem doesn't appear to be costing him too much time.
80, 6 minus right fast.
For co-driver Michael Park, the Finnish rally is his 50th WRC event of his career.
50, 6 minus right long, long, tightens to 5 minus slow. 100. 6 minus left long, long, opens. Into 6 right. 100. 6 minus left.
13 stages are completed of the WRC's Rally Finland, and Marcus Gronholm now leads by 4.6 seconds. Whatever Martin's problem turns out to be, it's an anxious time for the team as he has to complete 2 more stages before heading back to service. Rally Finland will be right back. Next up on the Rally Finland, it's the second run through the fans' favorite section, Ouninpohja. Tommy Mäkinen has contested his home event 15 times, but this year it's proven to be a frustrating rally. The Finn is struggling with punctures. The Subaru Impreza debuted here at the Finnish Rally 10 years ago with 2 cars, one for Ari Vatanen and one for Marco Allen. They made the podium that weekend. They now have 35 wins and 5 titles to their credit.
Huomio pitkä K, oikea plus alas. Jatkuu pitkä K, oikea plus vähän tiukka. 3. Huomio, pirun pitkä K, vasen keventää yli, pidä sisällä lopussa 150. Pidä vasemmalla, hyppy alas, jatkuu lyhyt helppo oikea 3.
Petter Solberg's fans have made the trip from Norway. Subaru has a new suspension and aero package since last year's Finnish rally, and this is the first gravel event since recent upgrades to the engine and electronics have been made to the Impreza, as well as adjusted dampers, springs, and roll bars. It gives the car better balance and stability at high speeds, and Petter's using it to his advantage.
120, line into cut, 3 left plus half long, tighten slippy. Keep in, into short 4 right plus, opens to keep left of a crest, 30, line into don't cut short, 3 right. 40, caution deep, line into 2 left plus, tightens early, give in, short 4 right of a crest, opens, early flat 6 left plus, keep in of a crest, tightens, into flat 6 right minus slippy, maybe half long, opens to keep left of a crest, 60, 6 right
Solberg
plus
is agitated
80.
as well. He has problems with his tires.
Okay.
Terrible. I lost so much from the start hill.
Yeah, well, what else can you do?
I had the biggest moose problem in my whole life, I think. I'm completely knackered.
What, he was on the side of the road?
Huh?
The moose?
The moose in the tire, the ATS, is massive vibration.
Fellow young gun Sebastian Loeb has limited experience with this event, but the talented driver is a quick learner and goes third quickest on the second run through the stage. His teammate Carlos Sainz has also picked up his game and his pace, so this rally is starting to look promising for the Citroen team.
Yendo rápido con el Federal Sánchez hasta el Pucho.
Colin McRae is the team's quickest driver so far this weekend. Scott blasts over the jumps and crests to claim stage honors with his eye on third. Incredibly, the former world champ worked into time control too early at the start of the stage. He's given a 1-minute time penalty and he drops down to 6th.
50, 6 minus right, fast, narrows, easy left.
Despite struggling with the electronics on his Focus, Marco Martin still looks spectacular. Marcus Gronholm must be aware that his rally rival has problems. He's pushing hard.
Yli nypyn ja vasen eri helppo. 8 ja vaseri ehkä helppo. 5 ja vasen eri suppuu. Ja oikein eri 9 ja oikein nopea. Nyt meillä on jotain rikkiä. Oi vittu. Ja vaseri helppo 8 ja vasen hidas. No niin, tärkeä. 100. Mä puhutan. Nyt pitäis mennä hyppää 8 ja oikein helppo. We have something broken in the front and we still have 5 kilometers to go. Something went broken. I think a brake caliper. No, tää meni tähän. Mihinkään ei osunut, hei. Ei mihinkään osunut.
His bearing fails and he's lost a wheel. Just look how slowly Gronholm is driving on the final part of the stage.
I don't know what happened. Suddenly I lost the brakes and I don't know. We have not touched anything. It was big surprise. I don't know what happened.
The world champ retires. His run of victories here in Finland comes to an end. One man to benefit from all the drama is Richard Burns. Following the retirement of his teammate, the Englishman moves up to 2nd overall, and he's now fighting for the rally lead. Immediately, Burns rises to the challenge and goes quickest on stage 15. He closes the gap to 13 seconds, while Carlos Sainz moves ahead of Petter Solberg to claim 3rd. But it's an unhappy Colin McRae who heads back to service after his co-driver's schoolboy error.
Derek, it's never easy to talk to co-drivers about mistakes, but what did happen?
It was quite simple. I handed my time card over before I should have. Colin and I were talking about the stage in the car immediately before Onboard, and I really wasn't concentrating on what I should have been at that moment. I was thinking about the stage. Simple as that.
Colin, you're never one to hide your feelings. You must be very angry about this mistake.
Yeah, I mean, a bit disappointed, really. I mean, it was going well, and you know, it's the mistakes made, so we've got to try and fight back as best we can.
Meanwhile, there's a lot of activity over at Ford.
Marco, some anxious times for you. What happened out there?
Immediately after we left the service, we found out there was quite a major problem with the electronics. I don't know, there was some kind of virus inside. Just the car went sick. It's nothing really worked. Like the differential problems didn't work, the dashboard, engine, everything was sort of half working, and it was quite difficult to do 3 stages like that. So it was very hard work to drive the car without normal systems, and it was quite dangerous in places.
Okay, now he's in the car. They've dropped the car up. He's pulling away. Now he's got 1 minute 25 to get to the out control. They found the problem. It was the electronic diff controller. I think it's going to be tight, but I think he's going to make it in time. He's got 1 minute 15 to go.
Colin McRae is aiming to put the day's frustrations behind him. The Scot is trying desperately to claw back the time lost and to move back up the leaderboard. So far, it appears to be going well.
Left tightens to 5 plus over jump, maybe keep in. 170.
crest, 50. 6 left over crest line, 50. 6 crest, 150. 6 crest into 6 crest, 120. 6 right middle, 30. 5 right plus cut, 50. Long 6 right and tightens over crest, 30. Left tightens to 4 plus, opens.
This is a narrow but very fast piece of road, and McRae's a man on a mission here. It's very soft, you're always using every inch of the road. But when you're in 6th gear, this commitment, you can make a lot of time.
And long left, tightens to 5.
Oh, he's turned in there, he's a bit sideways, he's on the soft stuff on the outside. Oh, the sill's dug in, that's a big accident.
Okay, are you all right?
The car's destroyed. McRae and Ringer are lucky to get out of this one without a scratch.
Colin, unfortunate end to Rally Finland for you. What happened?
Just got caught in the sand on the outside of a very fast left-hander here, and it pulled the car in, but it dug into the sand and rolled over.
Finland doesn't bring you too much luck, but you're both okay?
Yeah, both okay. Just be a bit stiff tomorrow.
The Citroen driver has to find another way to get home, but his co-driver is left behind. Battling for the lead with Marco Martin, Richard Burns amazingly suffers the same problem as Peugeot teammate Marcus Gronholm. A collapsed wheel bearing cost him almost a minute. Burns is now facing pressure from Carlos Sainz. The Englishman holds on to second, but the Spaniard is just 0.3 of a second behind him. Burns had better watch out, as Petter Solberg is also on his tail. The gap between the two drivers is just half a second, so there's a real battle in store tomorrow. After all the disappointments of recent rallies, for once, Marco Martin is lucky. Despite all his problems, he finishes the day as he started in the lead. It's starting to look like for the first time in 11 years, Rally Finland will be won by a non-finished driver.
Richard Burns at the arrival control is now going into service. He's very, very lucky to be here. He's lost a lot of time in those last batch of stages. It's the same problem that took out Marcus Gronholm this morning on Ouninpohja. So he's got a chance to fight tomorrow with Carlos Sainz. It's going to be a really, really close battle. And Marco Martin, he's just going in behind me here also. He's got a 1 minute not plus lead. I think it's going to be more or less a cruise for him. But I think that as long as his Ford's going to run reliably, he should be okay. But Colin McRae's accident, what a massive shunt that was. That was 6 speed and such high speed. I think I was glad that I'm not the co-driver in that car.
Martin goes into the final day with a comfortable lead, but just half a second separates Burns, Sainz, and Solberg. Freddie Loix is the best of the Hyundais in 10th, while Martin's teammate Francois Deval is 1 place behind in 11th.
Carlos third at the end of the second day of the rally, and there's going to be a big, big battle tomorrow for second.
Yeah, I think it's quite tight at the moment. Just a few tenths. It's like the rally start for us tomorrow, just fighting for second, third, and fourth. But we'll see how it goes.
Richard, you dropped a minute on that final stage. What happened? Towards the end of the previous stage, we started to lose the brakes and feel something wrong in the front of the car, and the wheel bearing was going. We just carried on the road section, and halfway through, took it steady in the last stage. Halfway through, the wheel bearing collapsed completely, so we just made sure we got through the stage and got back here.
Marco, with a lead of well over a minute, you must feel you can win tomorrow.
I think if we avoid problems and keep the car on the road, it should be no problem. But it's still 100 kilometers to go, so like we have seen today, on rallies everything can happen. But I hope we had our problems today, and that should be okay tomorrow.
2 days down and 1 to go. Marco Martin looks to be heading to the top of the podium. But after today's stages, it could still be anyone's game. Day 3 and the final 6 stages are up next. day 3. 1981 World Rally champ Ari Vatanen is competing here this weekend. The Rally legend still has what it takes. He's 12th overall. Vatanen's preparing for the final day's event, so too are Finnish young guns Jussa Pukulisto and Jari Matti Lafalo, who has to start school tomorrow. Still some question, though, about who will make the podium.
Petter, there's going to be some big action this morning for that second place.
Yeah, it's more for third place, I think. Second place, Richard will take easily.
I hope that we have the speed to keep it. We worked hard the last couple of days.
But it's Marco Martin who looks like he'll take his second WRC win. This is today's battleground. 6 stages will decide the outcome of what has already been a thrilling rally. Let's start the day on board with a national hero, Ari Vatanen.
It's great to see this legend in rallying still performing.
Left, maybe.
Marco Martin was only 1 year old when Ari did his first international rally back in 1976.
100.
He was world champion in 1981 and now a member of the European Parliament in Brussels. This performance cannot harm his re-election campaign.
The best of the locals is 5-time Finland winner Tommi Mäkinen. He's currently 6th overall. He'll be happy just to finish in the points.
Hae pitkä K oikein, älä oikaise kirraa. 15 pirun pitkä, vasen nopea plus helppo, sumppuun.
Sebastian Loeb is having an impressive run this weekend. He's 6 fastest on the stage and a respectable 5th overall. Rally after rally, Carlos Sainz produces the goods, and Finland is no exception. Once again, he's doing a great job for Citroën. El Matador's fourth. However, on the first corner of the day's opening stage, he goes off into the ditch. By the end of the stage, his rear shock absorber is shot, and with it, the handling of his car. Sainz's problems are a blessing for Peter Solberg in the battle for a podium finish.
To crest, 5 left plus of a crest, half long, tightens 4, opens of a crest.
The Norwegian started the day just 0.2 of a second behind Carlos, and he moves ahead on this stage. That means championship leader Richard Burns is now under pressure. And he's battling to hang on to second.
Right minus small cut, long 100, flat right to flat right.
Burns is slower. The Englishman drops 1 place down to 3rd. Marco Martin started the day with a comfortable lead of over a minute. But the Estonian doesn't know how to just cruise his way to victory. Check out how he's blasting through the forest.
100, 6 left, 50, junction 3 right. Okay, 80, crest. 40,
Marco's
4
quickest
left.
on the opening stage of the day.
Flat right. 200, jump maybe. 30.
Marco extends his lead further, so it should be a fairly easy run to the win. Great run through the stage moves Petter 2 places ahead of Burns and Sainz.
With that big battle for second place, this stage will test the nerve of all concerned. With high-speed jumps and narrow roads, this is a true testing stage. We saw yesterday that precise positioning and braking of the car can gain valuable seconds, and on the many tight junctions like this one, it will pay dividends. Even so, at the roadside there are deep ditches and nasty rocks. These can cause some serious problems for the drivers if they are off the racing line.
The fans are out in force to cheer on their favorites. Despite Gronholm's retirement, there's still plenty of Finnish support for the rally. Here's their rising star, Jussi Välimäki, driving the 3rd Hyundai. Francois Deval is just outside the top 10, but just finishing it is an accomplishment.
Et frein 25, super corde, piège. Bon, jump léger gauche 80, sur droite 70, pas corde.
It's not going to happen as Deval hits exactly the same rock as Välimäki. Just watch as the impact tears Deval's wheel off and he loses total control of the car. Co-driver Stefan Prevost calls a team while Deval tries to fix the Focus. It's a desperate attempt that isn't going to work. Francois' rally is over. Carlos Sainz also nearly loses it in exactly the same place as Deval and Välimäki. He gets away with it, but the beating his Zara is taking a toll. He's slipping further away from the battle for second, and there's 2 more stages to go before service. Back at the stage start, Petter Solberg prepares to launch.
2, 1, go.
Co-driver Phil Mills gives us his commentary through the hazardous section of jumps on this stage.
We start here with a jump into a flat 6 left-hand corner, flat 6 gear, to a jump, and then another jump, and you go into a very bad dip, into a huge jump, and then a caution, massive jump. And then 50 meters you keep left over a jump, and another 50 meters to another keep left over a jump. Very, very tricky section here. Then he keeps going to a long right-hand corner over another jump. Probably one of the trickiest section of jumps in the whole rally. Very, very tricky.
20, don't cut short 4, right tighten slippy, maybe. And line into 6 left of a crest, half long tightens 5 of a crest, opens of a crest, and keep left of a crest into 6.
Petty, you started this morning in a big battle, now you're ahead of the big battle. How's it been?
It's okay. I just want more. I just want more, you know. I'm trying, you know, and we'll just see how far it can go.
Solberg's rival Richard Burns will keep on fighting until the very end. The Englishman has to beat 6 minutes, 55 seconds, and 5/10 to retake second place.
Flat left long.
Burns is quicker, but it's not enough to overhaul Solberg. While Solberg and Burns battle it out for second, validator Marco Martin is 1 step closer to victory. That's because he is over a minute ahead of his rivals. Burns has closed the gap to Solberg, just 0.4 of a second separates them. Last year, Richard Burns finished second and Petter Solberg third. Is there a score to settle here now that the roles are reversed? Stay tuned. The scene is set for a showdown between Solberg and Burns for second place at the Rally Finland.
Keep middle of a long crest.
The Norwegian is first to go through the 16-mile stage 20, but once again on this rally, Solberg is struggling with his pace notes.
Flat left of a long crest, 120, line into turn, 3 left, half long, tightens, cut.
With such a small margin between him and Burns, it's an anxious time for the Subaru driver.
Keep out, into neat, 6 right of a crest, extra long, tightens, slippy, 4 tightens.
Championship leader Burns desperately wants the points that come with second place, so you can bet he is giving it his all.
The fast left, long 40, fast right minus, and medium right, plus in, 40. Flat left, 40, slight left on crest.
Solberg is slower than Burns through the beginning of the stage, and he has to wait to see if he still holds on to second place.
Opens flat of a long crest, 60. Okay.
Maybe too early braking sometimes.
Very, very good down the narrow bit there. There's nothing else you could do on the main road.
Burns set the record on this stage just last year. He needs to set a time of at least 13 minutes, 33 seconds, and 9/10 to overtake Solberg.
Flat left in 50. Flat left 150.
He's done it. Burns wins the stage and takes second overall.
Finish the stage.
No concern of Marco Martins. He still has a lead of over a minute, and he can afford to take it a little bit easy. But from the look of it, he's still pushing.
20, easy right, 30, flat right and 6 minus left narrow, 80, 6 minus left slow, over crest keep in, 200, 5 plus right, 80, 6 minus left fast, opens, 50, flat right, 40, 6 minus left slow, airy, 25 right, long, long, 50, flat left, flat right, and 6 left slow, long.
With 3 stages to go of Rally Finland, Burns is now 1.8 seconds ahead of Solberg, but this battle is not over. Carlos Sainz looks safe in 4th, but it also looks like a podium place is out of his grasp.
Petter, still less than 2 seconds between you and Richard Burns. That fight is really still on.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be any problem for Richard, seriously. It's I'm not trying to do anything psychological or anything. With that car on that top speed, he should do it. You know, it's no problem at all. We have seen that the whole rally, but I'm very happy with if I can keep 3rd.
It's fair to say that Petter is downplaying his own speed significantly.
He does say that he thinks you're going to get that 2nd place, and he was adamant that he was being honest about it.
Of course he's adamant.
Marco Martins looking very confident, and one man who's backing him for victory is a former Finland winner.
Marco has done very, very good job. I think it is because his experience from Estonia is very, very similar fast stages as here. It is good experience with him.
As Marco heads back out for the final 3 stages, his team bosses are urging the fans to give him even more support. Coming up, there's 3 stages to go on the event that every driver dreams of winning, the Rally Finland.
Welcome back to Rally Finland. There's no better place to watch this rally but from the onboard footage. And I've got some great stuff for you. Just watch this.
Open, long, tightens, cut deep. 4 plus of a crest.
We're riding with Petter Solberg on Ouninpohja and his bumper cam. This is one of the most technical and fastest stages in the world.
4 left plus of a crest, arm long, tightens, minus early, a gap. To keep right of a long crest, into 6 left plus, keep end of a jump, 40, line into 2 right tightens, cut, camber. Opens, keep flat left of a crest, into flat 6 right plus, 80, slow, keep right of a crest, this to be 4 left long, tightens, 3 plus tightens. And flat 5 right, half long, keep in, and caution, line into 6 left, half long, tightens, keep in of a big jump, and line into don't cut, 5 right, half long, tightens, opens, 60, flat, short 5 right plus, 40, keep left into 6 right minus, keep in of a crest, 60, slow, keep right of a crest, 40, line into 3 left, double tightens, very slippy, opens, to flat crest, 60, keep left of a crest into 6 right long, tighten short, opens flat of a crest, 40, keep left of a crest, 60, slow narrow, 6 right plus, keep in of a crest and short, 6 left, opens narrow over crest, keep in 60, long line into 6 left plus, extra long, tightens minus, keep in of a crest, 60, slow line into 5 right, 5 right, tightens of a jump, 60, line into 6 left plus of a crest, opens, keep left of a crest, the caution, keep left of a big jump, 5, into short 4 right plus, opens long, to flat left of a jump, 60, keep right of a crest, 50, slow line to 5 left minus of a jump, half long of a crest, opens 6 of a crest, to double caution, 6 right plus, half long to crest, into 6 left plus of a big jump, 4, to keep middle, to keep left of a jump, and line into 5 right plus, half long tightens, opens, keep in 40, slow line to 5 left of a crest, long, opens of a crest, 40, turn cut short, hairpin left. Gets faster now. Flat 6 right of a crest, 80. Flat 6 left plus long, keep in of a crest, 50. Flat 6 right plus of a crest, 60. Flat right of a crest, 40. Keep right of a crest, 40. Line into 6 left minus extra long. Opens keep in of a crest and slow line to deep 5 right tightens minus of a crest, camber, 60. Line into 6 left minus half long. Keep in of a crest and 5 right half long tightens. Opens flat of a crest, 60. Black crest, 60. Black crest, 200. Slow line to 6 right minus long, 40. Flat 6 left plus, opens of a small crest, 150, 6 right plus, opens 80, line into flat 6 right, keep in of a small jump, 60.
That was one of the scariest stages a rally driver will ever have to do.
50. Welcome back to the WRC's Rally Finland with just 3 stages to go. Marco Martin is cruising to the finish. All he has to do is stay out of trouble, and victory is his.
minus left fast, 20, 5 minus right over bump, and 5 right over crest. 80, 6 left over double crest. 70, 6 minus right.
The Estonian's not the only
crest.
driver who has reason to be happy. Both the Hyundais of Armin Schwartz and Freddie Loix are in a position to earn manufacturer's points. Reliability has been a big problem this year, so if both cars finish for the 2nd rally in a row, it's a great result for the team.
And easy left.
Sandwiched between the Hyundais is local favorite Ari Buttonen, the Finn who won the world championship, but Marco Martin was just 5 years old.
Easy right and easy left maybe.
Sebastian Loeb shows he's a fast learner as he tackles the notoriously tricky gravel stages. He's 5th overall.
180 mètres. Droite 140 bon Milan. Droite 140 bon Milan et gauche 140 moins.
The battle between Petter Solberg and Richard Burns rages on.
6 right plus of a crest, opens extra long, opens of a crest, 250.
Solberg's on a charge.
Line into short, 6 right plus, opens of a crest.
And so is Burns. Solberg goes quickest, and only 1.8 seconds separates these drivers going into the final stage. This fight's going to go right down to the wire. Don't go away. The conclusion of Rally Finland is right after this. Welcome back to Rally Finland. The final stage is 8.6 miles long, and just 1.8 seconds separates Burns from Petter Solberg. Let the battle begin.
Keep right of a small jump, 60. Jump and short, 6 left minus tightens. Opens, flat of a small crest. And flat long.
It's obvious the Norwegian means business, but that's going to cost him. So what is Burns thinking? Play it safe and settle for 3rd and 6 points, or put his point scoring position in jeopardy and try to stay in front of Petter?
Minus in and flat right 120. Easy left.
You can taste the suspense for the teams back at service. Nikki Grist with more on the final day's battle.
Right now the adrenaline is really pumping for these guys.
Easy left 30, fast left cut long 300.
We're approaching the split. No, Burns has lost his deficit. They're now equal on total rally time.
Faster. 3 minutes to go. Equal.
Petter doesn't know he's caught Burns, but he thinks his early mistake has cost him too much time to snatch away that 2nd place. But he's still giving it his all. 1.5 miles later, and another split time coming up for Burns.
Oh, nice and neat over those jumps there. We're coming to the split. Burns hasn't pulled back any time. They're still neck and neck.
Still equal.
Solberg only has a short distance left to set the time that Burns will have to beat in this incredible duel.
Into cut, flat 6 right, opens flat middle of a small crest, 100. Keep left of a crest and line into cut, neat 5 right minus, over crest, tightens minus the B maybe, into 6 left plus.
Here comes Petter's stage time.
Crest 50, all left tight.
It looks really good to me.
Give me that mistake from the start. That was
well done anyway.
Solberg's done everything he can, and it's now to Burns to win the fight. All Petter can do now is wait.
I lost a few seconds when we started the first corner.
Well, you're 1/10 ahead halfway through.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. You can, yeah, but it's 1.8 seconds too much. You can never lose so much.
Petter still thinks he's lost it. There's not long to wait. Burns is now flat out to the finish.
Flat left long.
Can you believe it? Burns has lost it.
Stage time 6:50.9. We don't know.
On your watch.
Slower. What did we do? What do we need to do? We need to do. We haven't done it. We need to do 49.5.
To be 1.2 seconds quicker over 2Ks takes a major effort. How did he do it? Pushing harder on this left corner, Solberg pulls in front, then carries more speed into this long straight. Solberg is totally on the limit. Incredibly, the Subaru's performance on the straight outdrags the Peugeot, which allows Solberg to take the advantage at the finish.
There's no problem in the Ford Focus of Marco Martin. Throughout the rally, the Estonian has been superb, and his reward is not too far away.
50, easy left. 80, easy left over crest. 100 crest. 150, 5 left, get in there.
Hey, not bad for non-Finns, huh?
Exactly. What were they saying? Marco, where are you? Where are you?
Thanks a lot, Englishman.
Good job. Clear stage.
Yeah!
It's pretty obvious where Marco's going to be on the top of the podium. An amazing performance. Martin claims his second win of the year and breaks the finish winning streak on this specialist event. After an epic battle, Solberg takes second while Burns is third. Both the Hyundais of Freddie Loix and Armin Schwartz finished their second rally in a row, while Ari Vatanen is 11th.
You told us earlier in the day second was impossible. What happened?
Okay, I was standing in the seat on the last stage when I took 1.3 seconds on the stage before. I checked up the seat in the back and I was completely flat and completely mad. It was a little bit stupid because I could have gone off also. Okay, it was almost in the first corner. But you know, I'm very happy. Definitely second place in Finland. That's good.
Richard, still leading the championship, but it should have been second.
Yeah, it should have been, but we dropped a minute yesterday with the wheel bearing problem. The best thing about it all really is that we made it back to service. You know, we could have been in a situation that Marcus was in yesterday where he couldn't get back. So it meant that we were in a position today where we really had to fight.
A podium finish means Richard Byrne still leads the championship, but just look at the chasing pack. Marcus Gronholm has his work cut out for him to defend his crown. No points were scored by Harry Rovanperä, Tony Gardemeister, or Didier Auriol. Peugeot still leads the manufacturers' battle, while Ford welcomes their points, and their win also marks Michelin's 200th World Rally victory. Nicky Grist in Marsac, Star of the Rally Award, goes to Petter Hollywood Solberg for his final stage heroics. He paced himself early, but when a small chance of glory appeared, he pushed himself, risking everything, and it paid off as he took second place.
Fantastic stuff.
Thank you very much.
Martin fans can't get enough of their hero. Penny Mallory and Nicky Grist had a chance to talk with him.
Well, we're delighted to have the winner of the rally here, Marco Martin. We are so thrilled for you. It must feel fantastic.
It's quite special, I must say. I always dreamed about winning Finnish rally. Because for me, this is the rally. I think if you can win here, you can win everywhere, and I'm sure the fastest drivers have always won that event, and there hasn't been so many non-Finns on the top place, so I'm very glad that I managed it.
I mean, okay, you're only the fifth guy in 50 years of this rally, and I have to say there's only 2 rallies I ever wanted to win, and this is one of them. I'm totally envious, but the rest of the year, obviously, championship hopes. Are you thinking about that now?
No, I think we're still quite far behind Richard, but we'll try to do a good job on every event and hopefully pick up a lot of points, and we'll see at the end of the year how it goes.
Sorry, I was just going to say how nice it is to see somebody really, truly challenging Marcus and putting him under so much pressure. His body language, his face in the car, he was really threatened by you.
I must say we had a very, very good fight with him. It was quite enjoyable. It would have been interesting to see the fight without people having problems, but unfortunately we had a problem, and then he had a problem, so we could not find out, but it would have been unbelievable to keep that pace for 3 days.
Yes.
I think.
We know you're in a lot of demand and you've got a lot of people to speak to, so should we let him go and
absolutely
we'll carry on chatting. Thank you for joining.
The party begins. Thank you.
Thanks, Marco. It was an amazing rally. I was so lucky. Now, I was at the end of 5 of the 6 stages today and got all attention. You know, I was absolutely enthralled by it. And at the last stage, it was just amazing to see.
Well, you can listen behind. These are the Estonian fans. They're here in their lorry loads. I mean, you can see the support he's got. But the great thing is, okay, there's been a bit of a change around, a few guys dropping out. The championship is looking quite interesting now, Penny.
It really is, and of course Richard maintains his lead of the championship. He's even extended it a bit. He was absolutely gutted. He really put on a brave face when he was beaten by Petter Solberg in the end to second place. But the championship looks very interesting now. It could go all the way to the end of the year, I reckon.
Absolutely, and of course we're off to Australia next.
We are going to the other side of the world, and at the moment, you know, there's so many cars winning stages, so many cars winning rallies now. It's really completely up for grabs. It is going to be absolutely fascinating. We will see you in Australia.
Well, we're going to have to get a tech piece from Nicky to find out exactly how many Estonian fans can fit in a lorry. But next up, the World Rally Circus travels across the globe for the gravel stages of Rally Australia. In 3 weeks, Speed brings you all the action from Australia. Rally Access starts it off on Friday, September 5th at 8 o'clock Eastern, and on Sunday the 7th. See it from start to finish at 9 p.m. And don't forget, Rally Extra from Finland is your chance to see all the battles and wrecks again. Check it out this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Well, Rally Finland has had everything. Epic battles, big air, and huge crashes. It's exactly what you expect from the most coveted win in rallying. It's not a fin on the top of the podium, but tonight in Jyväskylä, it will definitely be one big party. Congratulations, Marco. I'm Ralph Shaheen. Thanks for watching. Join me for the first stage of Rally Australia. Good night, everybody.